Very good morning to all of you. I am a Colonel A. Krishnaswamy. I belong to the Jammu and Kashmir Rifles Regiment. This regiment is more than 200 years old. We have some illustrious people in our regiment. Starting off with the war hero Napoleon of the East is called Zorawar Singh, who extended the borders of our country to Tibet and to Baltistan. And in the 2000-year Kargil war, the national icon Batra, Captain Batra said, "Hum dil mange more," which has become a prayer song for everybody. I'm proud to be in that regiment. I had the opportunity of taking part in the 4 operations in 1962, 65, 68 and 71 operations. I'm now retired and 84 years young.
I'm Squadron V. Nagarajan. I belong to the Indian Air Force. I'm a Rear Admiral of the Indian Navy, an aviator and a pilot who's flown from ships and the aircraft carrier, Highness Vikrant. I last post of the Military Secretary to the President of India, His Excellencies C.R. Venkatraman and Shankar Dayal Sharma. After which I sailed as a captain in the merchant ships. Then I also taught people how to be good sailors and merchant naval officers. My family history, my grandfather was a Diwan Bahadur Paramkrishnan Naidu, the only Indian to be Commissioner of Police of the Madras Police during the British days, after which only after independence the next commissioner came up. My dad was also Superintendent of Police and he died due to a heart attack while doing bandobast duty for Prime Minister Nehru in Guntur. After which I am the grandson who joined the Navy and I have become the Military Secretary to the Presidents of India.
To take part in the 1971 operations against Bangladesh. It's a God-given opportunity. I would say that all the training that we did prior to the operations came in very handy. We did not go head on, but we went behind the enemy lines. And I ambushed the enemy when we least expected it. My company did a marvelous job and I can never forget the gallant manner in which they fought. And today, if I am wearing the Veer Chakra on my chest, it is largely because my company stood by me. We never came back. We were always highly motivated and we caused a tremendous amount of casualties on the enemy, forcing him to surrender with a larger force. And thereby we achieved the success to go to Dhaka earliest.
In 1971, India created a history by a joint operation of the Army, Navy and Air Force. It was one of the biggest operations after the Second World War, where there was a close air combat operation with Army and the Air Force. Air Force had a dual role to play. One was its own role of air defense and the second role was its role with the Army as a close Army air support. In the close Army air support, there are very many aspects. The first aspect was ground attack of the enemy troops with the air cover of MiG aeroplanes giving cover to the ground attack aeroplane. The second was to paratroop the commandos behind the enemy line to prevent them from advancing. The third was to evacuate all the casualties through helicopters. And the fourth was to carry the bridges wherever it is required by helicopters and help the Army engineers to lay the bridges where required. And Air Force carried out all these operations in a very exceptional way. For example, the Tangail airdrop by the commandos was one of the biggest operations by 32 aeroplanes, including AN-12, C-119 Packet, Dakota, Caribous and Otters. It was a very grand success, and one entire brigade of the Pakistan Army which wanted to retreat to save Dhaka could be prevented from retreating and thus hasten our conquest of Bangladesh in a faster way. I was a pilot, as you all know, the aircraft carrier Vikrant, and Vikrant was expected to sail because of the 71 war. It could not from Bombay. Had it sailed immediately, it should have been sunk by the Pakistani submarines. So very quietly Vikrant was moved to the eastern side, and under Admiral Krishnan was a brilliant Brahmin Admiral-in-Chief, Eastern Naval Command. We operated with the carrier. I converted the carrier to pre-takeoffs and finally brought all my squadrons. Thereafter, the fighters also embarked off Madras. The engineer brought all the boilers ready, and we were fully operational by November, by which time we had to be filled up with troops, ammunition and arms off Madras, then on to Vizag, but Vikrant can't enter Vizag. So therefore, we were moved on to Andaman Islands, Cornicobar Island, near and looked after. Luckily, as it happened, Pakistan struck the first time in 3rd of January as an anticipatory strike for surprise, thinking they'll win. That in a way helped Indira Gandhi. So we were told, go ahead, attack straight away. And we were fully trained. And the fighters went and attacked the western, eastern side. And now Alizés went and struck day and night, because we are day and night qualified. The fighters were only day qualified. Akkad they attacked. Then thereafter, we had to do continuous race, flying day and night. And initially, though the blockade was full for both the things, Indira Gandhi had to withdraw in one day, because they said any ship that penetrates into Bangladesh or Pakistan, we have to pay for every penny. So therefore, that was withdrawn, and during the first day, maximum number of ships ran away with the gold of the Bangladeshis. Thereafter, we struck everybody without any hesitation. I flew one day to see on the eastern side was there anything. There were 6 merchant ships standing there. They were the evacuation fleet for the Pakistan's army. I went and rocketed it, and I came back and landed at 8 o'clock at night and told the flag admiral. They said, strike again. So I flew I kept another aircraft. We took bombs and attacked the ships at 2 o'clock in the night. And we came back and successfully landed. And it so happened the merchant fleet ran away in panic, because a ship's aircraft came from nowhere. And they were coming out of the river in the western side, when the Hawks were just carried out an attack on Karachi and Chittagong. And on Chittagong, they came back and asked to attack these ships, and so that they will be captured. The Bias could not capture them because they did the usual stunt that you call scatter. But ultimately, the XO of the ship went, surrendered the first ship, and other ships all hoisted their white flag, and they were brought back to Diamond Harbor. With that, the Americans, the Pakistani forces, totally lost, no chance of escape. The army was all stranded, and we were striking everywhere, day, night, both. At that time, the Kissinger, the president of America, and his ex-secretary, they wanted the fleet from the Eastern Fleet, the nuclear aircraft carrier, to come and help the Bangladeshis. I was launched to the Andaman Islands and to Malacca Strait, climbing an Alizé aircraft, the French aircraft, up to 21,000 feet without oxygen. And we used our electronic system and we found they had not crossed over to the China Sea. The reason was Indira Gandhi cleverly had signed a contract with Russians that anyone who attacks Russia is like attacking India. Anyone attacks India is attacking Russia. So the Russian submarine fleet commander, he positioned all the submarine around America and Europe. And they surfaced for 15 minutes and showed their position. That made the American fleet turn back. And we could succeed in no time and make the Pakistanis surrender in 13 days with all their weapons and everything. That is the achievement never done before. It's been done first time. That's the celebrations, Golden Jubilee year, in fact, 71 war.
You sought a message for the new generation of warriors. You have sought my views on the advice that I should give to the younger generation of warriors. All I would like to say is that whatever that the task you get, fight gallantly. And you are bound to achieve success. Pursue the objectives that you are getting vigorously. And always strive to get to the winning post earliest. That is my advice to you.
The message for the next generation is 3 C's: character, conduct and competence. There are also another 3 more things like knowledge, skill and attitude. All these 6 things, if it is properly inculcated in a human being, he can be a grand success in life, whether it is civil or military life. To the youngsters who are going to take part in this marathon race is only one thing. All of you like the armed forces and the people who work there with this, without any question. High integrity, excellent service to the task-oriented, service to the people, and last, selfish needs. This is the character all of you must remember to follow. It is not only followed in the armed forces, it is followed in fact all the services. Unfortunately, the leaders we have don't follow this to that extent. So your aim as the youngsters who are going to come up, please bring up the correct type of leaders to govern this country, and you will find in no time the whole of India will be a most powerful nation in the world. With that type of decision, ambition and desire to prove yourself successful is what I expect all of you. Please go ahead. Jai Hind.